assume that though the question talked of retirement planning, I think the target audience is retired audience.
Correct.
So therefore, I don't think we are talking about retirement planning. We are talking about enriching the retirement. All right. Now, there'll be different people in the audience, Manoj, and it's very difficult for me to know how much resources are available with the various groups of people who are attending. But let us assume that the person or whoever we are talking to already has a house of his own, is already owning this house and living in his own house at this age of 65 or whichever age the gentleman is, and therefore does not have to invest any more money in real estate. I will also assume that that person does not really have to invest for his next generation, because he's basically trying to invest so that his retirement is enriched, and then whatever is left for the next generation. Those two assumptions basically mean that I'm going to invest for the next 10 to 15 years, and I'm going to try and increase my income and increase the base of my investment, because I obviously want to see that I have enough even when I'm 80 years old. For that, you have to invest in mutual funds and in fixed income securities. You cannot invest in anything else because there are no other avenues for investment. And when you invest in mutual funds, you have to take a combination of income funds and equity funds. And when you invest in income funds, there are various income funds. I mean, I can tell you the number perhaps exceeds what one can consider at any point of time. I would strongly urge you to pick up what I have found with a lot of research and work. Those income funds, managed by a good house like Tata's or Birla's or even ICICI, which have a 3 to 4 year, it's called duration. It should not be a long-term fund. It should not be a liquid fund. It should be a short duration fund. This is the best period on a rolling basis for 5, 10, 15 years to remain invested. You will get whatever returns that the country is offering for that period ahead of you, whether it is 6%, 8%, 12%. There have been periods in 1990 to 2000 when the return was 14, 15%. Then there have been periods when it was 8, 10% in the last 10 years. Right now it's 6, 7%. That will change, but that is the best thing to invest for income. Fixed deposit is the other thing that you should invest and pick up HDFC or pick up a bank and invest in a fixed deposit of 10-year maturity. That gives you the highest return because you need that running income for a day-to-day expenses. And when equity funds are concerned, and this is in my view, the simplest way to invest, whether you are as young as Dr. Prem over here, or if you are in your 60s and still planning for another 10 years, don't get confused by CNBC panelists who come and talk to you. Don't get confused by the newspapers. Every time the market falls, invest in the index funds. It's called ETFs, exchange traded funds. But invest every time the market falls 10%. So if you sat down and looked at your newspaper every day, at the end of about a month, you found, oh, today everybody's crying, there's blood on the street, market has fallen, the world is coming to an end, there is COVID coming back in India. Go and invest money in the fund. But don't invest every month. Don't invest when the markets are going up and everyone is saying that India is the period of India has come and this is going to be the best 10 years ahead of you. If you do that and you do that twice or thrice a year, don't do it every day, do it twice or thrice a year. I assure you in 10 years, you will have made a lot of money.